Officers arrive at crime scenes and can sometimes find themselves outgunned by suspects with larger weapons.
WDRB's update on a program that's changing that for LMPD. Heroic moments on April 10th, 2023. LMPD officer Nicholas Wilt ran toward gunfire inside Old National Bank with only a handgun. The suspect had an AR-15, spraying bullets toward Wilt and his partner Corey Galloway. The suspect killing 5 people and injuring others before he was shot and killed by police.
There's very little evidence that Officer Wilt having a long gun would have changed that outcome for him on that day. But we still want to make sure that we're evaluating all aspects of those incidents as well as others to make sure that we're giving officers the proper training, equipment.
Officer Galloway had grabbed a long rifle from the trunk of the patrol car. WDRB investigates learned it was easier and quicker for the suspect to get a rifle than for an LMPD officer to get the same weapon. That's because for years, LMPD officers were required to buy their own weapons, costing hundreds of dollars. Now, that's not the case.
We've budgeted between $750,000 and $1 million as far as our weapons budget. That allows us to do the initial purchase as well as all of the additional pieces of equipment that go along with the rifle itself, such as the optics, the sling.
In its first year of the program, LMPD issued more than 500 rifles to officers.
A rifle is much more accurate and it works at further distances. And it has an increased stopping power.
And LMPD is in the process of issuing about 200 more.
Those rifles started to be deployed almost immediately after being issued. We have had a few of our officer-involved shootings since then that have involved issued rifles.
Shots fired, shots fired.
And that includes this case. Police say Officer Roberto Sedena was responding to an incident in August after shots were fired in the Clifton area. Investigators say James Monty was pointing a gun at the officer, who then shot and killed Monty. LMPD is still investigating the case.
For lack of a better term, this is an ugly part of policing, is that sometimes we're going to get involved in shootings. And we need to make sure that officers have the tools that are going to be most effective in protecting themselves and the community.
113 back.
Trying to keep officers safe, and a year later giving them more tools to do that.
One of the things that we've done since Old National is we've changed our body armor. So that our body armor that we wear every day now has the capabilities of stopping rifle rounds, whereas before it didn't.
LMPD says it's also in the process of getting more active shooter kits for officers that'll help them with things like breaching doors.
It's not just Old National, it's not just rifles. It's that we've recognized what the known and probable threats are to the community, and we've taken steps to make sure that we're capable of addressing those threats.
With photojournalist Jeff Gordon, Valerie Chen, WDRB News.